Hello, wrestling fans. Welcome to SICW All-Star Wrestling. I'm Drew Ebenhouse here with the boss, Lucky P. Larson, Esquire.
You sure?
We got a great episode of wrestling for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Your TV main event will be the Night Train, Gary Jackson, taking on Peyton Ayers.
Screw the rules.
We also have Austin Mulitolo taking on Billy McNeil, in which should be a fantastic matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Kowalski will be in action here today.
There's your highlight of the show.
Your favorite, Brandon Beretta, is here in action today. And we do have to talk to you to get words from the Dogtown Underground. And we will also hear from your tag team champions, the Big Texan and Gary Jackson, on today's episode. Ladies and gentlemen, let's head right up to the ring and get to the wrestling. It's time for our opening contest. Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest set for one fall. First, from Auckland, New Zealand, he weighs 201 pounds, astonishing Austin Mulitolo. His opponent from Springfield, at 189 pounds, Billy McNeil. This matchup set for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. Referee Nick Ridenauer has called for your opening bell. This is going to be an excellent matchup, ladies and gentlemen. These are two of the most athletic, high-flying wrestlers, not just in this area, but anywhere.
Wake me up when this match is over.
Nah, it's two of your favorites. You're not going to see a lot of cheating, which I know you love, but you are going to see a really fantastic back-and-forth matchup, I assume, with two people who I would think have a little bit of respect for each other.
You know, I very rarely have ever used this word in connection with an SICW match because SICW brings you the greatest wrestling around.
That's right.
This match is going to bore me to tears.
Stop it. Well, that says more about you than what's happening in the ring. Billy McNeil is a veteran. He's been doing this for over 20 years. On the flip side, astonishing Austin Mulitolo is a relative newcomer in the business.
So is this match over yet? Has 10 minutes gone by?
Stop it.
Who are the fans rooting for? They're going to root for a tie.
They can root for both.
They're root for a
They're
tie.
rooting for good wrestling.
They're rooting for a tie.
Oh, look at that. Billy McNeil using that unorthodox tactics of his.
Maybe they're rooting for a double pin.
Oh, Austin Mulitolo trying to get out of there with his own, like a kip-up. But
didn't work, did it?
Well, Billy McNeil was all over it. Didn't let it happen.
Maybe
McNeil controlling Mulitolo with the front face lock.
Maybe this New Zealander will actually be the first guy to think about tying Billy McNeil's tassels to the ropes.
Unlikely. Austin doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would do that.
You see, Billy McNeil
but it was going for a hammer lock, but look at Billy McNeil.
Well, you know, I was just about to say he was not focusing on the injured arm, and as soon as I was about to say it, he started doing it.
Oh, look at the reversal and the leg trip from Mulitolo on McNeil.
Now why?
Wow.
Why on earth is he letting him get up? Instead of attacking the man while he's down, he lets him get up and applauds him.
You know, some people have something called respect for their opponent. There's a thing called sportsmanship.
That makes me sick.
I bet it does, and you make most of us sick, so it all works out.
Unbelievable.
Look at this, Mulitolo. Oh, man, how about a nice fisherman's buster into the bridge? Oh, that could have done it right there.
Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Oh, Austin charging in. He hit McNeil with the knee. Wrenching the arm, turning that into a nice back body drop.
And he's still trying to save Ferris Bueller.
Now this is good stuff because not only Nick Ridenauer going for the three, Billy out at two. Not only does this help Austin Mulitolo.
That was Austin Mulitolo going for the three, and your referee counted.
Whoa, look at that. Head scissors sent Austin flipping. But this improves everybody. Austin Mulitolo cannot help but improve wrestling someone like Billy McNeil, who I think Austin really kind of idolizes and respects. Look at that nice flip outside of the corner,
You got somebody you have to idolize and you choose Billy McNeil?
Oh, I tell you what, I have a lot of respect for Billy McNeil. And on the flip side, somebody like Billy, who's been doing this for so long, look at that. How about a inside out or outside in, the headlock takeover kind of a thing there, or snapmare, pardon.
Kind of a thing.
Pardon.
Why don't the two of them
Look at this.
just
And you
kiss
know
and
what?
make up?
Billy McNeil, he's wrenching that left arm and shoulder of Austin's that's been injured. And I know Billy doesn't like to do this, but if it's effective, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Oh, you got to do what you got to do. Just
Billy
like
does.
you said, if it works, it works.
Yeah, Billy McNeil has earned that.
Billy McNeil has earned it.
He absolutely does, because he doesn't do that kind of stuff. He's not somebody who's looking to injure his opponent like you.
Because he doesn't do it much, it's okay when he does do it.
No, there was nothing illegal about it.
Uh-huh.
Wow! Mulitolo sending McNeil flying across the ring.
He did get some airtime on that. I'll give you that one.
But what's interesting here is that this will keep Billy on his toes as well. When you've been doing this as long as Billy McNeil, it's easy to rest on your laurels. When you face a newcomer, this is a new generation of grappler in Mulitolo that McNeil is facing. So this forces veterans to get better working with new wrestlers.
God. Now they're dancing.
It helps the newcomers get better by working with veterans. So, well, look at that. Each of these men very creative with their offense.
Please. All I'm going to say is always be sincere, even if you don't mean it.
Well, that sums you up perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh, McNeil ducked the clothesline. Oh, he just nailed him with, I think, a punch to the face.
That was a closed fist. I like that. See, he's getting a little testy.
Billy McNeil going to the top.
Yeah.
Look at that. He's got Austin stunned. Is he going to go for maybe the double stomp? Is he going for the elbow drop from the top?
I don't think it's going to be either one.
Oh, no. Austin saw it coming and just kicked McNeil right in the midsection. Oh, he was going to follow up with a step-up stomp. McNeil out of the way with a unique pinning attempt. Oh, Mulitolo out at 2.
See, if he held it tight, he would have had him.
Austin getting McNeil up. Oh, man. Nice Falcon arrow. 4-2.
It sounded like...
I'd love to see these. I wish they would team up rather than fight each other.
Oh, good. Maybe when this match is over, they can kiss, make up, and go form their own little weird tag team.
I would like to see that.
I'm sure you would.
And I know these fans would be very supportive.
Who cares what these stupid fans want?
We think. We care.
I don't.
Well, that says a lot about you.
Yeah, I'm more
Without these
intelligent.
fans, you're just an angry man yelling at chairs.
I could yell at you.
Yeah, I know all about that.
Yeah.
Billy McNeil. Nicely done. Oh, Austin got out of there.
Barely.
Now look at this. Each man exchanging their own.
Whose shoulders were down
unique
there?
Pinfalls attempt. I think Billy's were. Austin's were looking that way, but I think he had one of the shoulders up, so it was a pinfall
well, the
on
referees
McNeil.
here usually don't see that, so. The referees here are inept.
I say this might be a back-and-forth match. Each of these men exchanging technical pinfall attempts. Oh. Nope.
Well,
out at 2. Billy going for the pin at too close to the ropes. Billy in the ropes broke up the count.
Yes, they still have a while to go before they reach Savage Steamboat, but there have been a number of 2 counts. I'll give you that.
Look at this. McNeil, he's scouting Austin. See what he's got in mind.
See, all this started with that closed fist.
Oh, there's that drop kick that Austin uses so successfully. Look at this. Both men stunned down. Austin crawling over for the cover.
Too close to
Hooks
the ropes.
the outside leg. No,
See?
Billy.
See?
With
What did
the
I say?
veteran ring awareness using the ropes to escape the pin.
That's veteran ring awareness. Did I not just say too close to the ropes? About 5 seconds before he did that. He probably heard me.
I don't listen to you.
I'm always right.
And I know Billy ain't listening to you either.
I thought I made a mistake once, but I was wrong.
Yeah. Oh, Austin ran right into the right knee. There's Billy. He's got Austin stunned. What's he going for? Maybe a tornado DDT. Oh, he nailed it.
Yes,
he nailed
planted
it.
him.
If he can get the cover, I think this is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen.
I doubt it.
2. No, Austin's out at 2.
I was right again. See, he doesn't have the killer instinct to hold him down. He needs to grab the tights. He needs to poke him in the eye, kick him in the groin. He needs to do something more.
I don't agree with that. Billy's methods have
never,
always been successful and worked out for him.
That's why you've never managed a champion, and I've managed 28 of them.
Yeah.
And counting.
Is that why your briefcase has 28 and counting dents in it?
People keep taking it and trying to hit me with it. I can't help that.
We got going on here. I'm not sure who was attempting the offensive maneuver there. It looks like both of those men ate a face full of canvas.
Well, we know one thing they're not eating, and that's Wildfire's cooking.
You're obsessed. Oh, he was going for that,
a few
that
things,
stomp.
yes.
Billy McNeil got out of there, and he slapped on is that a rear naked choke? I can't tell exactly.
See, he's choking the man.
He's got the legs wrapped around Mulitalo.
So first he used a
got the
closed
hooks
fist.
in.
He used a closed fist. Now he's choking the man.
1, 2. Well, he was going for a pinfall, but Billy's shoulders were on the mat. Or he was going for a submission, pardon.
I was going to say, most people who are going for a pinfall try to get their opponent's shoulders on the mat.
He's just
Good
rolling him over. Look at this with those legs wrapped. It's got him right where he wants him. Well, I was going to say those legs could squeeze the air out of Mulitalo while he had him in that hold. But Austin, look at the strength to just lift himself and McNeil up off the canvas.
Yeah, I don't think that's where he wants him.
Austin picking McNeil up. Just a big slam in the middle. Hey, I love it. Go for a pinfall attempt. Nope.
You know, that does not look like Stone Cold.
You have to weaken up Billy a little more than that to get the pinfall. As we like to say, he's as tough as Gumby.
Uh-huh. And Pokey, damn it. He does not look like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh! McNeil with a knee to the face of Mulitalo.
Why do you keep calling him Austin?
Because that's his name.
He's not bald. He doesn't drink beer.
No, but his name is Austin.
Steve Austin?
I didn't name him. Oh, Billy was picking him up. Austin's got the. Oh, wait.
That's a 1 count.
He had the small package, but the bell rung. Referee's waving it off, ladies and gentlemen. That's the 10-minute time limit. These men.
Brother. So what you're telling me is the fans got exactly what I said they wanted, a tie.
Well,
brother.
Mutual respect from both of these men. 10 minutes was not enough for either man to get the job done. However, that was a fantastic contest today. I know we can look forward to more from both of these men. But on this episode of All-Star Wrestling, Austin Mulitalo, Billy McNeil battling to a time limit draw.
It's like kissing your sister. Nobody wins.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to take a quick commercial break. When we return, I will be having a chat with this man, Lucky Larson Esquire, and the Dogtown Underground. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Wrestling fans, don't miss your chance to meet TikTok sensation that's sweeping across the country, those crazy hillbillies. They'll be making their appearance at the East Carondelet Community Center on Saturday, March 11th, 2023. Make plans to come out and meet them as they team up with SICW, the Crazy Hillbillies. Take a look at them on TikTok. Tune in every Sunday night right after SICW All-Star Wrestling for the Falls Count Everywhere podcast, streaming live at 9 p.m. Central Time on Facebook and YouTube. Join your hosts, the Gym City Mouth, Z-Miz, and ring veteran Rough Cut Rick Ruby as they bring you notable backstage news from the wrestling world, promoting upcoming wrestling shows from other companies around multiple local regions, and an in-depth interview with a featured guest in the professional wrestling industry every week. Follow, like, and subscribe to Falls Count Everywhere on Facebook and YouTube, also available on Twitter at the FCE Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the Dogtown Underground, Kowalski, and Big Joe Helms with Lucky Larson Esquire. Lucky, you've got a lot going in your favor, and you got a lot of enemies. And a lot of the enemies are right here.
All this proves is that we are making an impact. You know, Lucky P. Larson, Esquire, I graduated Vanderbilt Law School. Dr. Drew, what medical school did you graduate from?
Parts unknown.
That's what I thought. Now, I stand here with Big Joe Helms, the monster, Kowalski. We've got the professionals breaking necks and cashing checks. And we've got my family, the LA Hustlers, the greatest tag team on God's green earth. The Dogtown Underground is the most powerful unit SICW has ever seen. We do what we want, when we want, to who we want. And everyone who stands in our way, whether it's Curtis Wilde, his twiggy little ginger snap wife who can't cook. Twiggy, yeah. Or it's those paper tag team champions, the derailed train and the big fat goof who are holding on to my tag team titles. Or it's the biggest thief in United States history, Bobby D, who's holding on to this man's Central States title. And when we decide the time is right, I think this man might just become the Classic champion. And we'll have everything. The tag titles, the Classic title, the Central States title. And we'll have all the power, all the money, all the women, all the fine food, anything that I want. Because I am the boss. And this is the Dogtown Underground.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, and Lucky, you've got a big test ahead of you right now. Kowalski, you're up next. It's a handicap match against not two men, but it's Kowalski by himself against three wrestlers, and that's coming up right next.
You want to put money on this one?
No.
Smart choice for once.
Well, fans, let's go to the ring. It's time for a handicap match. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 3-on-1 handicap match. One fall, 10-minute time limit. Introducing first, representing Dogtown Underground. He is accompanied to the ring by Lucky P. Larson and Big Joe Helms. From Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 260 pounds, Kowalski. His opponents, first, from parts unknown, weight unknown, Boomerang. Next, from Swansea, Illinois, at 215 pounds, Joe Vanetti. And from St. Charles, Missouri, weighing 215 pounds, Max Archer. The referee has called for the bell, ladies and gentlemen. This should be very interesting. And now, most people familiar with how handicap matches work. The three competitors, Boomerang, Vanetti, and Archer, can tag in and out as if this is a tag team match. Kowalski has no partners, is on his own. Look at this. He is just eyeing the Boomerang, his newcomer. Oh, look at that, though. Boomerang with the speed advantage got out of the way, and just, you can see the frustration on the face of Kowalski. Oh, he was going for a clothesline. Boomerang tried to duck it. I think Kowalski caught a little bit of it. Sends him into the ropes. Look at, oh, wow. Look at that, Kowalski like a brick wall. I was going to say, look at the innovative maneuvers from Boomerang, but man, he just fell like a fly hitting a windshield. There's Kowalski dumping Boomerang in his corner. Says, come on, somebody else, bring it. Here's Max Archer. Max Archer making a return to the local scene. Longtime St. Louis and St. Louis area wrestling fans familiar with Max Archer. He had a very successful run many years back. He's been away from the business for a while. And now returning, I tell you what, he's going right into the deep end, his first match back. Look at this, just headbutts to the midsection. Oh, no. Oh, adding insult to injury there. Yeah, welcome back, Max. Ugh, gross. Now Kowalski, a couple more pounds than we saw him last time, of course. Thanksgiving was not that long ago, so these are the holiday seasons. I think most of us are probably packing on a couple extra pounds. But Kowalski, not only is he a 460-pound athlete, because of recent events, he is a very angry 460-pound athlete. Max Archer unsuccessful, Boomerang unsuccessful, Joe Vanetti trying his luck against the much larger man. Joe Vanetti's 215 pounds. He's giving up more than twice his weight here. Look at this. I thought he was going to dump him over the top rope. That would have got him disqualified. Instead, just headbutting the midsection, the gut, the breadbasket of Joe Vanetti. Oh, only a 2. You're not going to get a pin Vanetti's still kind of a rookie here, but you're not going to beat somebody who's come through the Ace Wrestling Academy with a foot on the chest. It's just not going to happen. Nope. Kowalski, he said one isn't enough. Come on, let's do two. What's he got in mind here? Oof. Oh, Kowalski, he's got 2 men in the ring. Now make it 3 right where he wants them. Look at this. He's got all 3 men in the ring. Now they're triple teaming the big man. Now this isn't going to work. The referee's going to have to get 2 of these guys out of here, but maybe Kowalski isn't too worried about it. Oh, he sends Max Archer to the outside. Max Archer in a bad part of town right now. Look at this. Oh, man, Dogtown Underground just going nuts on their opponents. Big Joe Helms taking out Max Archer on the floor. Kowalski with a big double splash in the corner on Vanetti and Boomerang. He's dragging Vanetti into the corner. Let's see what he's got in mind here. We've seen him use that K-bomb of his to great success. He's stacking them up. Max Archer, he was a victim of an attack on the hands of Big Joe Helms. Kowalski up, double K-bomb for the 3. He just stacked him up, pinning Joe Vanetti with Boomerang on top. Big Joe Helms taking care of Max Archer on the outside of the ring. Not only is Kowalski victorious today in a handicap match, but the Dogtown Underground showing exactly why they are to be feared by all of the tag teams here in SICW. But Gary Jackson and the Big Texan have to watch out for those tag titles of theirs, because I know Kowalski and Big Joe Helms have them in their sights.
This is their ring.
Well, Lucky P. Larson very proud of his men. Kowalski picking up a win over 3 very game competitors today on All-Star Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for me to head up to ringside to get a few words with some friends of yours, Curtis Wilde and Wildfire.
I'm staying here unless you brought me food.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with a volatile Curtis Wilde and Wildfire as Lucky P. Larson has just left the area. Curtis, Wildfire, you've heard what he says every week here on All-Star Wrestling. You recently have delivered a nice right hand to his face. I know that's just fired him up. He says he won't hit you, but he's got somebody for you.
That's all right. I got one for them, too.
Curtis, Lucky P. Larson.
Yeah, he probably left for his own health because he knew that if he stayed within 10 feet of me, he was about to get wild.
He always gets out of here when the heat gets a little hot.
He didn't have much choice because, you see, it's either that or stay in the ICU. There you go. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
But the fact is, Lucky, you've thrown everything you can at me. I took out, in part, I'm not going to take all the credit for it because that's an old Curtis Wilde. But in part, I took out the professionals. They're not here right now. They're on the shelf. Not too long ago, me and Kowalski, we went one-on-one. We've been in a war for a long time. This thing's been ongoing. It's nonstop. Kowalski, you stepped on the other side of Curtis Wilde, and you're going to pay for it. Except the last time we met, he got his hands on a briefcase, hit me across the head, took me out. He got the win. He got the win. But I proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that he is no longer an immovable object because I hit him with that Arn Anderson spine buster, baby. Yeah. I hit him
Very
with
impressive.
Spine buster. 459 pounds got wild. Lucky P. Larson, Dogtown Underground. I don't care if it's Kowalski. I don't care if it's Joe Helms. I don't care who it is. They're all going to step on through to the wild side.
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. The Wilds with their sights set on Lucky P. Larson and the Dogtown Underground. It's time for our next matchup. Let's head to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, this matchup set for one fall. Introducing first, from Effingham, Illinois. He weighs 298 pounds, Richard Shaw. His opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, at 242 pounds, Brandon Beretta.
And yet, once again, Richard Shaw, no lack of self-confidence.
Absolutely. Look at this.
Richard Shaw believes in himself enough for 100 people.
Look at this. Each man, a little bit of a feeling out. They were eyeing each other before the collar and elbow. Brandon turning it into a side headlock.
You know who I
Missy Hyatt.
There you go.
Thanks. Look at this. Brandon, very nice. Spun around, got a hammer lock on Richard Shaw. Hey, we just had Curtis and Wildfire at the podium. Where did you go?
I got a phone call.
From who?
Well, she's somebody that I happen to know fairly well, and she called me at the opportune time. I took it.
Didn't happen to do anything to do with you wanting to get away from Wildfire, right? You don't fear Wildfire, is that
It
true?
may have had something to do with her, but it certainly had nothing to do with me being afraid of her.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of her at all. The only thing I'm afraid of is
I know
her
you were
cooking.
holding your jaw a little funny after she smacked the taste out of your mouth.
The only reason she smacked the taste out of my mouth is because she was upset that my man Kowalski cleanly, in the middle of the ring, fair and square, beat her excuse of a man, Curtis Wilde.
Briefcase.
1, 2, 3.
That put another dent in your briefcase?
Hey, this briefcase I bought like this.
Yeah. Look at that, Richard Shaw. How about that?
It's character.
Nice back suplex onto Beretta. Brandon Beretta, he's a great example of a young man who listens to his trainers, the guys like Frankie D, the Cowboy Bob, Ortons of the world, and he has improved leaps and bounds every single time we see him. You say plucky. I just think he's confident in himself and he's getting more experience.
How many championships has he won?
He's brand new to the business.
So 0. There you go. I've won 28 more than he has.
Bulldog out of the corner. He's got the pin on Shaw. Out at 2.
And he didn't hook a leg, so he obviously isn't paying attention to his trainers very well, is he?
Giving up about, 60 pounds to Richard Shaw. But Brandon Beretta, he's a strong young man. Look, you see here, he's
going
going
to have
for
to
a
be to do
vertical
this.
suplex. Shaw
Yeah,
blocks
couldn't do it.
Nope.
Couldn't do it.
Blocks the second attempt. Let's see what each of these men, let's see who can pull what off.
There
you go. Look at that, a nice face plant from Shaw onto Beretta, followed up with a big leg drop.
I'd love to see him beat him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, just for the 2.
I got to 7.
Brandon's left shoulder out at 2.
I got to 7.
Count a little funny.
1, 2,
look
7.
at that, the frustration. Shaw's mad that he didn't get the win, so he's just punching Beretta
Well,
in
yeah,
the face.
because he heard me count to 7. Close fist, close fist.
Blows to the midsection.
Illegal. Those were low blows with a closed fist.
They were neither. Shaw whipping Beretta into the corner. He's charging in. Beretta out of the way. See what he's got in mind here. Oh, big Beretta spine buster onto Shaw for the 3. That spine buster of Brandon Beretta's has turned into a very dangerous maneuver here in recent months. Getting the hand raised, and as always, the crowd firmly behind Brandon Beretta.
Oh, whoop-de-doo. I'll keep my $50, thank you.
Nice quick match, but it was Brandon Beretta picking up the win over the heavier man, Richard Shaw, today on All-Star Wrestling. Congratulations, Brandon Beretta.
But I bet you that's not going to affect Richard Shaw's self-confidence at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got to take a quick commercial break. When we return, we're going to take a look at this week's Promoter's Corner. Right after this, don't go away.
Wrestling superstar Bobby D now has his own line of apparel and his own online wrestling merchandise store. Visit www.bobbydwrestling.com for all of the great wrestling memorabilia from Belleville's own Bobby D. Wrestling fans, are you looking for those vintage toys, those hard-to-find 70s, 80s, and 90s action figures? G.I. Joe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, Transformers. Look no further than Snyder Toys. They will have what you're looking for. Give Robert Snyder a call at 618-314-3266 for all your vintage toy needs.
Tag team match, most falls to curfew. Introducing from Winnipeg, Canada, weighing 246 pounds, Bulldog Bob Brown. From Amarillo, Texas, weighing 234 pounds, Mark Romero. From Des Moines, Iowa, weighing 260 pounds, Steve Seifert. And from Yoshika, Japan, weighing 246 pounds, Yasu Fuji.
Yasu Fuji and Steve Seifert go after Mark Romero and Bulldog Bob Brown. Most falls to curfew. Fuji begins the action against the Bulldog, and Fuji loosening up in the traditional Japanese fashion. Bulldog bows at him. Fuji's mad. Fuji goes for a trip. Side headlock. I guess that was the traditional Canadian method. Tag made to Mark Romero. Mickey, I know your name. Don't worry. One of that gals at ringside is, what's your last name? Flying tackle by Romero. Side headlock. Fuji goes down. No matter what happens in the future, Mick, I will remember your name. I expect you to count the supper.
It's a real name. I mean, a real easy name to pronounce and spell and everything. I mean, you know.
Garagaglia.
No, Garagiola.
Garagiola.
I go by Garagiola. The other guy goes by Garagiola.
I know that. You guys don't even agree on it yourselves.
That was $1 million a year man. I mean, after all, it's a little difference.
That's true. It changes the name. Side headlock. Very effective against Yasu Fuji. Gary Von Erich will be looking for effective weapons against Ric Flair, and he'll need all his weapons to knock Flair off that throne. Romero catches Seifert. Seifert was the one who wanted to do the damage, but it was Romero who ended up scoring and scoring big. Romero with a side headlock on Seifert. Bulldog Bob Brown says, I wish Mickey was in there. Tags made. Brown helped Romero out. The Beatles said it best, with a little help from a friend.
I asked him, I said, how come you're starting to comb your hair now? He says, I want to look pretty on TV. I says, there's no TV camera's going to help that face. He needs a sauna bat and then mold it into something.
Oh, Mickey's on a roll today, boy. Let's get on that plane and go to Vegas quick, Mick. You're hot today.
Either that or catch a bus and get out of town right now. If Brown finds out.
Brown grabs Seifert and he grabs Fuji and rams their heads together. Go to a sauna bath and then mold it into what you want.
Yeah, make yourself a good-looking fella. Nah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, you know what happens to nice guys, too. That's why he's got a little bit of Leo DeRocher in him, too. Got to inside that ring. In wrestling, nobody looks out for you but yourself.
You better believe it. There's nobody warming up in the bullpen.
Look out for number one. Side headlock by Romero and Seifert. And number one right now is Ric Flair. Not with an asterisk either. Gary Von Erich can change all that and trade the Missouri belt for the gold. Atomic knee drop by Seifert. Romero staggered. Here comes Fuji. Fuji with a chop. Flying mare by Fuji. And a knee drop to the head by Yasu.
10 minutes left, 10 minutes.
10 minutes remain in the curfew. Brown and Romero against Fuji and Seifert. Romero threatened to throw a punch. Fuji pulled the hair. Ed Warren caught him. Once it's broken. Brown's in there. He didn't belong in there. Seifert in the ring. I don't believe a tag was made there. And Ed Warren's running Seifert out. He's right, too. There was no tag made there. The Warren brothers doing exactly what they're supposed to do, and they ran Seifert out. Oh, Fuji, a nice side suplex. Sweeping the leg. Mike George uses that hold pretty well. And before him, a gentleman by the name of Danny Hodge made a lot of use out of that side suplex. Hodge didn't have a whole lot of matches here. Of course, he was the World Junior Heavyweight Champion. And possibly, well, certainly one of the top 4 or 5 amateur grapplers ever turned out in this country. You talk about the great amateur wrestlers who were turned out by the United States and did battle in international competition. Certainly talk about Danny Hodge, Ken Gable, Larry Christoph, a few other names, but certainly those guys are among the top 5. Dan Gable, of course, was never of the size that he was going to be in professional wrestling. He was about I'm not sure what he competed at. I'm guessing around in the 150, 160-pound range. Of course, he's a collegiate coach now up in Iowa. Larry Christoph, right over at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, doing a great job. And he's turning out some kids, his own, Mark and Kip. In fact, one boy's already been Illinois state champion twice, and he's only a sophomore. The other son wrestling for Larry at SIU Edwardsville. Larry, a fine gentleman, great guy, and doing a tremendous job for the sport of wrestling. He's building a tremendous program. The hammerlock by Seipert on Mark Romero. Here comes Fuji. Brown reaches in. Brown trying to make a tag. Brown made a tag. I hate to tell him that tag was illegal, either the referee saw it or not. The crowd is yelling at the referees. Brown saying, I made a tag. Yes, he did, but Brown's feet weren't on the apron. So even though there was a tag made, the referees are right in chasing Brown out. Brown's feet were on the ropes. Tag was illegal. The Warren brothers are right, absolutely. Seipert slams Romero into that turnbuckle. Fuji right there to grab the arm too. Fuji tying that arm to the top rope with the tag rope. Here comes Brown. Fuji tags Seipert. Here comes Fuji. Romero still tied to the top rope. Then Warren gets him untangled. Fuji nails Romero. Fuji again chops Romero. Romero all hung up. Here comes Brown. He throws a punch at Fuji, but it doesn't help Romero. Seipert strangling and Fuji stretching Mark Romero. Romero trying to get to Brown. Fuji cuts him off. Down goes Romero. I think Fuji helped himself to a healthy handful of hair. Fuji, nicely applied arm lock and wrist combination. His knee against the elbow of Mark Romero. There you see it. Great camera work again by the crew here. That's already passes on the low camera. You can bet John Baker's going to call his number with regularity because our director, John Baker, couldn't beat passes. And he couldn't beat him at racquetball if his life depended on it. Here I thought Baker was so good he's just collapsing. He hasn't won a racquetball game in months. Karen Klein beat him. Winkle's beating him. He's just gone to pot. Collapsed completely. And Romero, oh, he ducks. Drop kick by Romero. He needed that break, and he makes the tag to the Bulldog. Brown tears into Seipert. Seipert and Fuji, a meeting of the minds. Body slam by Brown on Seipert. Fuji chopped, his eyes gouged by Brown. Brown with a knee stomp on Seipert. A knee stomp to Fuji by Brown. Oh, Seipert caught Brown unaware.
5 minutes left, 5 minutes.
Brown dropped by Fuji and by Seipert. And now Seipert standing on the throat of Bulldog Brown. Seipert pushes Brown to the ropes, throws a forearm smash. Brown comes flying off with that kick. Seipert wanted that backdrop. Brown hit him with that kick and tags Mark Romero. Fuji tries to help, and Romero's all over that ring. Tomahawk chop by Romero, and then he gives one to Fuji for good measure. Drop kick on Seipert. Drop kick on Fuji. Romero taking to the air. Fuji knocked to the apron. Seipert coming up slowly. Jackknife cradle. Call it the sunset flip if you will. The shoulders are down, and Romero couldn't have him in a better corner. The first fall goes to Romero and Brown. A series of drop kicks by Mark Romero, then the jackknife and cradle means that the initial stanza belongs to the Bulldog and Mark Romero. Here's Mickey Garagiola.
In 9 minutes and 25 seconds, the winner of the first fall with the cradle, the team of Bulldog Brown and Mark Romero.
Here's the drop kick that knocked Fuji out of the ring. A drop kick, you can see him bringing the foot up right into the mouth of Seipert. Seipert comes staggering to his feet. Romero lining him up, Before Seifert can straighten, Romero over the top, hooks the hips, pulls him back to jackknife into the cradle. Often called the sunset flip, it was sunset for Steve Seifert right there. The first fall belongs to Romero and Brown. We're waiting for the bell to begin the second stanza. Boy, that Mickey Garagiola hits a bell hard. Good Lord, you been hanging out with Ken Patera or something?
I want to get in with some of these fellas got these earplugs. I want to see if they can tune them down. We lost Ollie Hofstetter just now.
Not the first time. Seifert, Romero flying. Brown's in there. Wait a minute. Stops Romero. And Brown catches Seifert. Brown didn't belong in there, but he sure put a stop to all that flying around the ring. And I certainly didn't see Romero complaining. Mark Romero tying up the arm of Steve Seifert, tag made with Bulldog. Bulldog stomps right on the forearm, right on the wrist. Steve Seifert having some problems with Bulldog Brown. Brown punishing that arm, and of course the first fall, so very important. It belongs to Romero and the Bulldog. Seifert tries to run his way to Fuji, and Brown just hangs on. Steve Seifert, to quote the ringside spectators, a lookalike for Walter Matthau. Whoop, Brown pushed into the wrong corner, at least the wrong corner as far as he's concerned. Romero to the rescue. Brown being double teamed.
2 minutes left, 2 minutes.
Time running down the curfew, and Seifert and Fuji obviously have to open up. Brown is the guy who's really on the spot here because Fuji and Seifert, when they get the fall, that'll even this match at 1 apiece. Fuji digs in with the nerve clamp on the Bulldog. Yasu Fuji leaning into the neck of Brown. Brown to his feet. Fuji dropping that shoulder strap. And I think he's got it around the windpipe of the Bulldog.
1 minute left, 1 minute.
Seifert comes in the ring. Romero after Seifert. Well, they're two illegal contestants anyway. They're at each other tooth and nail. Fuji with a chop to Brown. Brown leveled by Fuji. Fuji presses Brown to try and even this match and almost gets it. But Brown then gets over to Romero. Romero rips into Fuji. Knee lift by Romero. Romero with another chop to Yasu Fuji, and one lands on Seifert. Seifert comes in behind Romero. Brown after Seifert. Fuji dropped Romero with what could have been a karate punch. That would be illegal. There's the bell. Time has expired. Fuji with another chop to Mark Romero. All four men in the ring. The winners of the match are going to be Brown and Romero, but Romero taking some lumps from Fuji, now fighting back. And we're out of time. And as the official verdict is the winners are Bulldog Bob Brown and Mark Romero. Join us again next weekend for more excitement on Wrestling at the Chase.
Ladies and gentlemen, you saw it. That was this week's edition of the Promoter's Corner. Now we're going to take our final commercial break. When we return, it is your TV main event as the Night Train Gary Jackson takes on Peyton Ayers right after this.
Wrestling fans, SICW Wrestling has been providing fundraising opportunities for several decades for local communities and nonprofit organizations. If your community or organization is in need of a great fundraising opportunity, SICW Professional Wrestling is the way to go. For more information or to schedule an event, call 618-286-4848 or 618-719-1034. will bring the matches to you. Wrestling fans, on Saturday, March 25th, WWE legends Mr. USA Tony Atlas and Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. will be in action at the Ionide Temple in East St. Louis as they join the Shriners in sponsoring their fundraiser. SICW is honored to team up with the Shriners to raise funds for all their great programs. Stay tuned for more information and how to purchase tickets to this great event being planned by the Shriners. That's Saturday, March 25th, 2023 at the beautiful Shriners Temple.
Flash Flanagan, All-American boy, or a deceiver? I think the latter. You see, Flash, these love notes you've gotten on the car, you're mixed up, you have transgressions. Stop being a victim, Flash. Because as much as Herb wanted to keep me out of St. Louis, I'm coming, Flash, and I won't be alone. The new purple haze has risen again. And Flash! Your transgressions will be handled by me and the haze. See you soon, victim.
Ladies and gentlemen, your TV main event, set for one fall with TV time remaining. Introducing first, accompanied to the ring by Stephen E. from Cape Girardeau, Missouri at 315 pounds, Peyton Ayers. His opponent is from Petticoat Junction. He weighs 220 pounds, one half of your tag team champions, the Night Train, Gary Jackson. Referee Nick Ridenauer, he's checking Gary Jackson.
He should. Gary Jackson's a known cheater.
Got his back to Peyton Ayers. That was not a good idea.
He's stupid.
Especially this Peyton Ayers, who's under the recent tutelage of Stephen E. and Devastation Incorporated, took the opportunity to jump Gary Jackson from behind.
Well, Gary Jackson's stupid for turning his back on him.
No, he's not.
But the referee
Gary
at least
Jackson,
was smart enough to check
he's many
him.
things. He is not stupid.
He's a cheater.
Peyton Ayers, look at that. Almost a 100-pound weight advantage, using that to his advantage. Splashing Gary Jackson in the corner.
Why wouldn't you?
Jackson
You're bigger,
reversed
stronger.
He went for one shoulder tackle, but that's what he needs to do, knock the air out of Peyton Ayers. You take away the big man's oxygen.
You also take out half his last name.
10 points.
Thank you.
Peyton Ayers.
I'm here to give you that brilliant color commentary you can only get from Lucky P. Larson.
He's got the
Esquire.
Night Train right where he wants him. Well, he did anyway. Gary shoved Peyton Ayers off, but that's that weight advantage.
Yeah, if that's where he wants him, he's going to have to rethink his game plan.
Absolutely.
1, 2, 5.
Where'd you go to school?
Brandeis University and Vanderbilt Law School.
They don't have math classes in law school?
No.
Well, that explains a lot.
Yeah. Have you never seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
I have.
Do you not remember the holy hand grenade? 1, 2, 5. 3, sir. 3.
Ayers picking Jackson up, maintaining the offensive advantage. Big boot to the face of Jackson.
You know,
there you go. You got to go for the cover. He's as Peyton Ayers gains more experience, he's just going to become more dangerous.
Or as he learns under the learning tree of the great Stephen E.
Sure. I mean, both things are going to make you better.
Yep. And, you know, going back to what you said earlier, if Gary Jackson does take the air out of good old Peyton here, he would then be Peyton. See what I did there?
That's free comedy here today, ladies and gentlemen.
Peyton Ayers minus the air is Peyton's.
Mm-hmm. Gary Jackson gets out of the way.
He
Ayers
slipped.
crashing into the corner. Jackson rolls him up.
He's got the tights.
Oh.
See that? He held the tights.
Very difficult to hold a man Ayers' size down just the way he did.
That's why he held the tights.
No, he didn't. You're going to end up pushing too many of Gary Jackson's buttons. He used to be that guy. He's not that guy anymore. You don't want to bring that side out of Gary Jackson.
Which means it's deep down inside.
It certainly is.
Waiting to come out.
No, it's just that he's can rely on his actual skills. He doesn't need to do that.
Uh-huh.
How about that? Elbow right to the back of the head. You can see that made Ayers dizzy. He was wobbly on the feet. That's like a rabbit punch.
Rabbit punch is illegal.
That's a rabbit elbow. Look at that. Ayers shook it off, and that clothesline
There you
sending
go.
Jackson to the mat.
See, I'm telling you, he is trying to impress my friend Stephen E.
And as we've seen in recent weeks and months, there is this weird alliance between Devastation Incorporated and your group, the Dogtown Underground. And when you have an impressive duo, I got to say, I haven't seen somebody as frightening as Joe Helms and Kowalski. Could you imagine somebody like Peyton Ayers being added into this mix? If he could pick up a win over one half of the tag champs, he might leapfrog quite a few people.
The bottom line is the Dogtown Underground, Joe Helms and Kowalski are two of the most devastating individuals you will ever see in a wrestling ring.
Absolutely.
And the LA Hustlers, my family, is the greatest tag team on God's green earth. You got the professionals just waiting to come back, and you know the well-oiled machine they are. And Devastation Incorporated is a walking disaster waiting to happen. So
what would happen if Devastation Incorporated and some of his men won the tag team titles? What would you do then? Would you challenge them, or would you defer to Devastation Incorporated?
when that happens, we'll cross that bridge.
Fair enough. Now, Gary, this is not a spot he wants to be in.
No, but I'm enjoying it. Maybe he could break both arms off and hit him in the head like drumsticks.
Oh, look at that. Gary Jackson, that's a little bit of expertise. Sending Ayers, that was like an arm drag.
He sent Ayers through the airs.
Yes, he did.
He sent Peyton through the airs.
Look at that. Ayers shaking out that right arm and shoulder. Jackson's got a momentary window here, an opportunity. He's got to use it. Jaw jacking Ayers.
He pulled his hair.
Nice forearm smash to the jaw, sends Ayers to the mat. Jackson's got him right where he wants him. What's he got in mind here? That's called dropping it like it's hot from the night train. Got the outside leg hooked. Not enough to keep Peyton down.
Well, he's a big man.
Yes, he is. Oh, nope. He saw that one coming. You can't telegraph that.
He telegraphed that so much Samuel Morse knew it was coming.
That's right. Well done.
Thank you. See what I did there?
I did.
Yeah. Did you know that when Alexander Graham Bell...
I saw it and felt it.
Yes. When Alexander
Morse.
Graham Bell invented the telephone, he already had 3 missed calls from Chuck Norris. Slam him through the mat. Slam him through the mat.
No, see? Look at that.
I appreciate that.
No, Stephen, he just said that's for you, Lucky.
As well it should be.
Lucky P directing in-ring traffic, ladies and gentlemen.
Who better?
Who
better?
It's not enough that Gary Jackson has to deal with Stephen E.
Has he interfered at
all?
all?
Lucky P. Larson
Has Stephen E.
shouting
interfered
advice
at all?
as well.
He's saying it's it.
Oh, man.
Beautiful.
Peyton Ayers, that strength advantage just slamming
1,
the Night
2,
Train.
10.
No, Night Train out of there at 2. Look at this. Peyton Ayers, he's shocked. Having a chat with the ref. He said that was 3.
Well, it was.
Gary kicked out.
It's more the referee can't count.
Forearm smash.
Close fist, close fist,
to the
close
gut.
fist.
Goes upstairs.
See, you just said yourself, fist. That's a closed fist. You can't have an open fist. By definition, a fist is closed.
Yeah, the ref told him to stop.
No, the ref did nothing.
Oh, Gary ducks the clothesline. No.
Yeah, good luck.
This is ambitious.
This is stupid.
Gary.
I told you he was stupid.
No, Peyton Ayers, yeah.
There you go.
He says, no, you won't be picking me up. I will pick you up. Oh, no,
Hey,
Gary Jackson.
he's got the tights.
Package. He got him.
He had the tights.
That's the experience edge of the Night Train coming into play. Look at that. Peyton Ayers is shocked. Stephen E. is shocked.
He pulled his tights. I could see it.
Lucky P is shocked. He did not pull the tights. It was
Yes,
Gary
he
Jackson.
did.
Referee Nick Reitnauer confirming the 3 for the Night Train. Gary Jackson picking up a very impressive victory over a much larger man.
He cheated to do it.
Well, that's why Gary Jackson is one half of your tag team champion.
Because he
and
cheats.
That's why he's victorious today, ladies and
Horrible.
gentlemen. the Night Train Gary Jackson showing off that title of his. He is one half of your tag champs, and he just showed you why, ladies and gentlemen.
Because he cheats and gets away with it.
Gary Jackson picking up a win today.
Horrible.
Ladies and gentlemen, what an episode of wrestling. We saw Austin Mulitalo and Billy McNeil go to a time limit draw in one heck of a match. I know I'd love to see it again.
Are you kidding?
We saw Kowalski. This might have excited you a little more.
Let's talk about that.
Defeated not one, not two, three men in Joe Vanetti, Boomerang, and the returning Max Archer. Kowalski getting more impressive by the day.
He didn't just beat him. He destroyed them.
It was Brandon Beretta picking up a win over the larger man, Richard Shaw, with the spine buster that Beretta has been using to great success recently. And we just saw your main event, ladies and gentlemen, Gary Jackson overcoming the odds, picking up the win over the larger Peyton Ayers. What a match, and it just showed you why the Night Train Gary Jackson is so respected and as dangerous as he is.
Poked him in the eyes, kicked him in the groin, pulled the tights. Horrible.
None of that happened, folks. But for Lucky P. Larson Esquire, I'm Drew Abbenhouse. That's going to do it for this episode of All-Star Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you as always. Have a great night. We'll see you next week, folks. Take care.